The day she vanished, it started like a normal morning. Kaylin woke up with the sun pouring through the window of their small apartment on Orbital Station 6. The coffee machine buzzed softly in the corner. The stars outside blinked in their usual, quiet rhythm. But something was wrong. The other side of the bed was cold. He reached out. Her blanket was folded neatly, the pillow untouched. He sat up slowly. "Silari," he called out. No answer, just the hum of the station systems. Silari, his alien wife, had a habit of leaving small notes whenever she went out, even for a few minutes. Little things, gone to market, be back soon, or don't forget to eat. She never left without saying something. Kaylin walked to the table. Nothing. He checked the kitchen. Her cup was clean and dry. Her shoes were gone. Her bracelet, the one she never took off, was sitting alone on the counter. His heart tightened. He checked the bathroom, the hallway, the small closet where she kept her books and strange glowing stones from her homeworld. Everything. Gone. Every item, every trace, as if she had never lived there except for one thing. His communicator blinked. Message. Voice only. No ID. He played it. Her voice filled the room. Soft. Shaking. "Kaylin, if you hear this, it means I'm gone. Don't try to find me. Don't ask questions. You should forget me now." And then, silence. He stood frozen. His mind raced. He played it again and again. The same 7 words echoing through his head. You should forget me now. But he couldn't. He wouldn't. He grabbed his personal tablet, searched her name. Nothing. No file, no record of Silari Vintel. Not even a birth file from her home planet. Confused, he opened their shared photos. His hands went cold. Every image was gone. Every picture from their wedding, their travels, even the quiet evenings on the station, deleted, except one, a blurry image. Him standing in a market, smiling at someone just out of frame, just beyond the edge. He ran to the station's security desk. "I need to file a missing person report," he said to the duty officer. The officer looked bored. "Name? Silari Vintel," the officer typed, paused, then frowned. "No such person on record." Kaylin's voice cracked. "She's my wife." The officer leaned forward. "Sir, are you feeling okay?" He left, breath shallow, heart pounding. He was sure of it. He knew her. He could still hear her laugh. Still remember the way she tilted her head when she didn't understand a human joke. Still feel her hand holding his. How could the entire station forget her? How could the universe pretend she never existed? Back in the apartment, he paced the floor. That's when he felt it. A strange itch on the back of his neck. He checked the mirror. Nothing. He reached back and felt something cold, hard, and small under the skin. A bump, like a grain of metal. His fingers trembled. He grabbed a pocket scanner, held it to his neck. It buzzed. Foreign object detected. Origin. Unknown. Activation level, 8%. A hidden implant. Implanted without his knowledge. By who? And why? He stared at his reflection. Was he losing his mind, or was this real? Was Silari trying to protect him, or trying to erase herself from him? And yet, her voice still echoed in his mind. You should forget me now. But he wouldn't, because love like that doesn't disappear. And if the galaxy had taken her, he was going to take her back. The memories they stole. The next morning, Kaylin didn't wake up. He was already standing. He didn't remember falling asleep. Didn't remember moving to the window. But there he was, hands pressed against the glass, eyes staring into the endless stretch of stars outside Orbital Station 6, and behind his eyes, something moved. Images flickered in his mind. Not dreams. Memories. He saw Silari in places he didn't recognize, standing beneath a sky of green fire, wearing armor shaped like bone and glass, her eyes glowing with fear and love. He saw himself, but not himself, wearing different clothes, speaking in a language he didn't know, running through halls that twisted in impossible ways. He felt her hand in his, pulling him forward. "They're coming. We're not safe here," Kalen gasped. The memory shattered. He dropped to his knees, heart racing, chest tight. "What is happening to me?" He looked at his hands. They were shaking, but the shaking wasn't fear. It was something under the skin, as if the implant in his neck had begun to wake. A knock came at the door. Slow, quiet. Not station security. Someone who didn't want to be noticed. He opened it. A figure stood there, tall, wrapped in a dark coat, face hidden under a hood. Not human, not quite alien either. The voice was flat, synthetic. "You're not supposed to remember." Kalen stepped back. "Who are you?" The figure entered without asking. "I'm what your wife tried to keep from you." He froze. "You know Solari?" The figure tilted its head. "Her real name is forbidden. Even this conversation is a breach of 9 Galactic Accords. I don't care about accords. You should, because remembering her tear will kill you." The implant in his neck pulsed again, sharper this time. He grabbed it, grimacing. "What did she put in me?" The figure paused. "Not what?" "Who?" Kalen looked up, stunned. "You're telling me Solari put a piece of herself inside me?" "Not a piece," the figure said. "A copy. A living backup. She couldn't stay, so she gave you her mind." Kalen's breath caught in his throat. "But why?" The figure's voice lowered. "Because you're the only place in the galaxy where they wouldn't look." "They? Who are they?" The lights in the apartment flickered. The figure turned to leave. "They erased her once. They'll try again. And next time, they'll erase you too." Then the figure was gone. No sound. No trace. As if it had never been there. Kalen sat in silence. His hands gripped the edge of the table. The pain in his neck returned. Hotter, brighter, crawling up to his skull. He ran to the mirror. His pupils glowed faint violet. He heard a voice in his head. Not a stranger's. Hers. "If you're hearing this, then they've found you. You must hide me. You must protect what we were." His chest tightened. Tears welled in his eyes. "I don't care what they want," he whispered. "I'm not letting you go." The stars outside pulsed, not light, but a warning. Kalen now understood one terrible truth. His memories weren't only his. And if Solari's people knew he still had her, they'd come to finish what they started. The Watchers arrived. Kalen felt them before he saw them. They didn't make sound. They didn't trigger security. But wherever he went, the market, the lift tubes, the station library, he felt their eyes, unblinking, cold, too still to be alive, too quiet to be machines. He sat in a corner cafe, untouched coffee in front of him, staring at the reflection in the window. 3 figures stood across the plaza, tall, featureless, black suits, no seams, no faces, but they stared always, and behind his own reflection one stood right behind him. He spun around, empty, his pulse hammered in his ears. He grabbed his tablet and ran. In his apartment, the lights flickered as he entered. A message played on its own. No sender. Solari's voice again. "They are not alive, they do not think. They only erase." The implant in his neck pulsed sharply. He collapsed to the floor, vision swimming, and then he was somewhere else. Not in body, in memory. He saw Solari standing before a council of her people, their faces hidden by silver masks. They spoke without sound, their thoughts cutting through the air. "You cannot love him. He is mortal. He is corruption." She knelt. "He is mine, and I will not let you erase him." The memory cracked. Kalen gasped back into reality. Blood dripped from his nose. The lights in the apartment dimmed again. Outside the door, a shadow passed. No knock, no voice, just waiting. He armed his emergency beacon and activated the panic lockdown. But the system froze. Error. Unit no longer registered. He wasn't just being watched. He was being erased. He backed away, breath short, chest tight, and then he heard it. From the kitchen, a faint voice, not Sillery, not him. Someone else. Do you remember me, Kalen? He stepped slowly forward. A figure stood by the counter. Female. Half-shadowed. Her eyes glowed faint violet, like Sillari's. But her face was wrong. Empty. Who are you? He whispered. The figure smiled, slowly. I was the first one she loved. His knees weakened. What are you? I am the trial they failed, the memory they broke. You are the last attempt. Attempt at what? She walked toward him, her feet not touching the floor. To survive. To carry her through what's coming. He backed away. I don't understand. The figure stopped, tilted her head. You will, but you have to leave the station now or they will wipe everything, including her, from inside you. Sirens blared in the distance. Power blinked out across the block. The Watchers had arrived. Not to fight. Not to speak. To delete. Kalen stared into the glowing violet eyes of the not-quite woman. He made his decision. Grabbed Sillari's old bracelet. From the drawer, the only real piece of her left, and ran. Because now he knew. They weren't just trying to erase her past. They were coming for his future. Her last promise. The transport tube shuddered as it left Orbital Station 6. Kalen didn't look back. Behind him, the lights of the station flickered once, then went dark. Not from damage, from erasure. And he knew. The Watchers had begun their work. He clutched Sillari's bracelet in his hand, the alien metal warm against his skin, as if it remembered her too. He had no destination, only the voice that echoed through his thoughts. Her voice. It came in flashes now, faint, like whispers through water, memories not his own, or not only his. He landed on a cargo moon known only as Terminal Gray, a forgotten place where old ships came to die. No laws, no censors, no questions. The perfect place to hide something, or to leave something behind. Kalen found the old freighter first, rusted, buried beneath layers of sand and time. But inside the ship's hold, a black cube sat untouched, hovering just above the floor. When he stepped closer, it pulsed. His implant responded, his vision blurred, and then she appeared. Not in flesh, in light, a projection of Sillari, younger, smiling, eyes full of love and something else. Fear. Kalen, she said, if you're hearing this, it means I'm gone. Not by choice. He froze. I broke our law to be with you. Not just my people's law, but a greater one. We don't bond. We don't mix minds. It changes us. It changes you. And once it starts, she looked down. It can't be undone. His throat tightened. Then why did you? Her voice interrupted him as if she knew the question already. Because you were the only one who saw me. Not the alien. Not the council daughter. Just me. So I gave you what I wasn't allowed to give. The light dimmed. The next words felt like a wound. My leaving wasn't betrayal. It was mercy. The air around him felt heavier. His hands trembled. They told me to choose, she said. Your life, or our love. If I stayed, your mind would shatter. If I left, they promised you'd forget. But I couldn't bear for you to forget me. So I hid myself inside your memory. And now they're coming for you, because you carry too much of me. Kalen dropped to his knees. Tears ran down his face. The projection flickered, but her voice remained strong. You are the only place in the universe where I still exist, and they will burn it all to silence us. But if you're hearing this, she looked straight at him. Then maybe you're stronger than they feared. The cube dimmed, but her last words burned into the air. Remember me, and I will never be gone. Outside, the shadows moved again. Watchers, more than before. But Kalen didn't run. This time he felt something different. The implant in his neck pulsed with heat and light. Her presence surged, not just a memory, not just a message, a part of her, alive, aware, inside him. And the moment he stood, the watchers hesitated, for the first time, as if they saw her in him, and feared what she had become. The choice they gave her long before she disappeared, long before Kaelin ever knew her name. Silari stood in the halls of her birth world's high chamber. It floated above a pale star, a place untouched by war or time, hidden from the galaxy beneath layers of distortion fields and forbidden history. The chamber walls shimmered like frozen water. The ceiling reflected the stars, not current ones but possible ones. Futures. Choices. She stood alone. Before her, 12 elders of the Ilari conclave sat in silence. All wore silver masks. All shared one voice, and it echoed through her mind. You bonded with him. She didn't deny it, she couldn't. They already knew. He saved me, she said softly. When I was dying on the fringe world, he gave me water, a name, a life. The elders replied, cold and sharp. And in return, you gave him memory. Blood. This is forbidden. She took a step forward. He never asked for anything. He didn't even know who I was. But you knew, they answered. You broke the law that kept peace between our kind and theirs. It's not peace, she said, trembling. It's silence. A long pause. The stars in the ceiling dimmed. Then you will choose. A vision appeared before her. A floating sphere glowing with red light. Inside it, Kaelin, asleep, whole, but fragile. You may walk away. We will take the piece of you from him. He will forget you. Live. Safe. Free. Or, a second sphere rose. Darker. Inside it, Kaelin again. Awake. In pain, remembering everything. You may stay in him, hidden, but he will carry your memory, and that memory will kill him. She fell to her knees, hands trembling. There's no third choice. There is no third truth. Her eyes burned. Her heart broke. But her voice remained steady. Then take me from the world, but leave me in him. The elders did not speak, but the room responded. The stars shifted. The floor opened, and her body faded into light. Her mind, her soul, was encoded, fractured, woven into an invisible thread and placed into a hidden protocol. A living shard meant only for one person, a memory not to be found, unless he loved her enough to go looking. Back in the present, Kaelin stood atop the sand dunes of terminal gray, his breath short, his skin glowing faintly violet. He didn't know it, but a decision made long ago was pulsing through his bones. Her choice, her sacrifice, and now, her awakening. The watchers began to surround him again. More of them. Hundreds now, moving like shadows against the burning sky. But Kaelin didn't run. He closed his eyes and whispered her name. Not Silari, her true name. The one the stars themselves had hidden, the one she had whispered in his dreams. And when he spoke it, the sky split. The watchers froze, and above them all, she returned. Not a memory, not a ghost. A shape made of fire and thought and love and loss, her. And the watchers bowed. Not from orders, but from fear, because she had made her choice, and the galaxy would remember it. He remembers everything. The air above terminal gray pulsed like a broken heartbeat. Kaelin stood alone on the ridge, the desert below shifting like liquid glass, and around him, the watchers had frozen, not retreating, not attacking, just waiting. Because she was no longer a whisper in his mind. She was awake. His body burned, not with fire, but with memory. Every moment they shared. Their first meeting on a rain-washed landing pad, her laughter under neon stars, the way she whispered his name when she thought he was asleep. It all came back, but then more. Memories that were not his. He stood in palaces made of stone and air, He wept as she stood before the Aleri Council. He screamed when they tore her away. He bled when she broke herself into pieces and buried a part of her in his soul. He wasn't just remembering her. He was becoming her. His skin glowed faint purple now, the color of Alari soul bonding. His blood had changed. His thoughts were layered. One voice, two hearts, one mind. The Watchers stepped forward. They extended their arms, not in threat, but in request. They wanted the fragment. They had come to remove her from him. Gently if they could. But Kalen shook his head. She is not a fragment. He looked at his hands. She is me now. In the sky above, something massive appeared. A black ring made of light and dark matter, spinning slowly, humming with old energy. The cleaver, a device used only once every 1,000 years. Its purpose, to separate minds. They were going to use it on him, to pull her from his body, to save him, to destroy her. His knees trembled. The bond wasn't just memory anymore. They were one. Not a man. Not an alien. Something new. He turned to the Watchers. You told her this would kill me, he said. The lead figure stepped forward, its mask shifting to show an alien face beneath. Ancient. Scarred. Familiar. Her father. She chose wrong. Kalen stared. No. She chose love. Above, the cleaver powered up. Space folded inward. Light bent sideways. The ground shook. It's starting. The voice of Silari said inside him. What do we do? He asked. Her voice was calm. We remember. And with that, the dunes exploded. In light not from weapons, from memory. His memory, hers, theirs. Every moment they shared, their laughs, their pain, their late-night silences, rushed outward like a wave, crashing into the cleaver. The device pulsed, flickered, and cracked, because it wasn't built to erase truth. It was built to separate weakness from power. But this bond wasn't weak, it was real. The sky shattered, the Watchers fell to their knees, and Kalen stood alone again. But not alone. He spoke softly. I remember everything. And the galaxy heard him. The memory that saved them, the galaxy watched. On every world, in every ship, through every silent surveillance eye, they watched the man who should not have survived. The man who now stood glowing beneath a fractured sky, his body pulsing with alien light and human pain. His name was Kalen, but the stars whispered another name now. Silari. No longer two beings. No longer one. Something else. The Watchers no longer advanced. They knelt. Not in worship. In understanding. Because the forbidden had become truth, and truth could no longer be erased. From orbit, the remnants of the Aleri conclave debated in panic. Terminate the memory, said one. It's too late, said another. He has become it. Their systems began to glitch. Records reshaped. Entire histories rewrote themselves in real time. It wasn't corruption. It was correction. Kalen walked across the sand. With each step, the world changed. Buildings long forgotten rose again. Statues, hidden by fear, emerged from beneath soil and rubble. In the reflection of broken windows, alien lovers held hands once more. What had been erased was returning. He reached the center of Terminal Gray, a place once used to dismantle old ships, now glowing with quiet energy. The Watchers had built something there. A final machine. A soul cage. Its purpose, to seal away the bond, to trap him, to silence her. One last attempt. The machine opened, waiting, ready to swallow them whole. But Kalen smiled, and from his chest a single sphere of light floated upward. Not a weapon, not a defense, a memory of her laugh. Pure, gentle, real, and the machine broke, not with fire but with emotion. Because memory is not just data, it's connection. And the galaxy learned that day. You can erase records, you can silence voices, but you cannot kill what is truly remembered. The Watchers faded, their purpose complete, not because they won, but because they understood. The threat was not the bond, the threat was the fear of the bond. And fear no longer ruled. Kalen sat beneath the rising twin moons of terminal gray, alone, but never lonely. Inside him, she remained. Not as code, not as illusion, as presence, as choice, as love. Across the galaxy, stories changed. Mothers told children of the human who remembered his alien wife, not through strength, but through love that defied deletion. His message echoed everywhere. I remember her, and in that memory she lives. Some say he vanished. Some say he still walks forgotten roads, touching ruins and awakening their light. Others say he became something more, a guardian of memory. A reminder that love isn't just felt, it's recorded in the soul.